We saw Karim Benzema walk away with the Ballon d'Or a few weeks ago, and we heard Toni Kroos speak of his teammate Fede Valverde as top 3 in the world right now. We want to discuss that, and I want to ask you, who are your top 3 in the world right now?
I still have to say that Kevin De Bruyne is still like one of the best players on the planet right now. Like for me, regardless of what Haaland is doing, and for me, Haaland as a striker is amazing. And Haaland is on some other wave, like against Brighton. When he took the penalty, like even his run-up for me, it looks like a goal. Like, a keeper from the run-up already has whatever he's going to do, whichever side he's going to pick, Seling Khulil, and he's the side netting, you're like, like what do you do in such cases? But for me, like in the game against Dortmund that I saw last night, when Kevin is not there, they're a different team altogether. They just can't manage to get that final ball in the key areas. And it's easier than Uvala or Haaland because it's more laborsome to get the ball to him. But for me, the player who is just quality, he might not be producing day in, day out in terms of the final number of goal or assist. But if we were to believe FIFA, Team of the Year is Manchester City, and the guy who makes the Team of the Year tick is Kevin De Bruyne. So for me, that's my first pick, Kevin De Bruyne, top 3.
So I'm very tempted to put Lionel Messi in there because of what he's done in the last 2 weeks, but that's the last 2 weeks. If I'm going just maybe the last month, let me stretch it out to that, or the start of the season, I have Kevin De Bruyne in there. For the majority of this season, I have had Kevin De Bruyne as the best player in the world, perhaps. Because like you, I recognize what Haaland is doing, and if Manchester City go on to win everything, league or even just the Champions League, if they get the accolades, the guy who's going to get the Ballon d'Or shouts is going to be Haaland, because he's going to have the kind of numbers where it's hard to argue against him. But in terms of overall gameplay, the Belgian is a different class. In terms of what Pep is doing with him, like one, Kevin De Bruyne plays week in, week out in that team. When other people are resting due to Pep Roulette, he's the guy who's always playing in that midfield when he's fit. And following what teams saw from Manchester City after that game, after that West Ham game where Haaland is straight through, runs between the defenders, and De Bruyne gives him a through ball. They're like, we're not going to let this team beat us this way. Clog the middle, and then what does Pep do? He responds by putting Kevin De Bruyne out wide. Now you get all these goals from Haaland where he's hitting in or he's tapping in, where it's crosses that are coming in from Kevin De Bruyne. So he goes from being the guy who's putting through the pinpoint accurate through ball to the guy who's now the best winger in the world, where he's putting in like amazing crosses. It's David Beckham from the right. And you can only do that with that guy because he's that good. And
then he reminds you against Brighton as well, where he just scores a screamer. It's just that unstoppable belter.
Chuck, Kevin De Bruyne is what would happen if David Beckham and Steven Gerrard had a baby, and you added a little bit of pace like on there. Maybe Steven Gerrard pace is just about right, but he's that guy. And for me, actually, he's in my all-time Premier League 11 already. Like that easy conversation of best midfielder, he's there for me. The other two guys I'd go with, I wanted to go Neymar, but I haven't seen Neymar enough. I'm gonna go to La Liga, Chuck.
Are you going to the Blaugrana?
I'm going to Los Blancos, man.
Okay.
Like, it's a toss-up between like Valverde and Vinicius.
But right now,
I may want to go Valverde.
If you're looking at the last month, then it's Valverde.
If I'm looking from the start of the season, it's Vinicius.
It's Vinicius from the start of the season, yeah.
Because when I see, I said this, that I want to see more Vinicius from Martinelli in terms of when talking about Arsenal, because each and every time Vinicius picks up the ball, he's going past his man. If he's not running past him, and he's the thing is, all the teams know exactly what Real Madrid are going to do when they have the ball. They're going to look for Vinicius, and there's nothing you can do about it, because either if you trap him so that he doesn't run behind you and he gets it like on feet, when he turns, he's going to go past you. And now his decision making is phenomenal. Like, he knows his way to find the back of the net. He knows to find his teammate in the box, and he's just continued with that form from last season coming into the season, where when Benzema went down, we did not miss him as Real Madrid fans, because Vinicius was right there. So if I'm talking about yes, the recent month, maybe it is Valverde because Valverde is everywhere and he's doing everything. And we're talking about
you know what
De
Valverde is doing?
Bruyne and
I was about to say that Valverde is doing Kevin De Bruyne things because he's supposed to be like
at a faster pace.
He's supposed to be in the center. He's supposed to be groomed in the center, but because he's so good and you can't keep him on the team, ship him out wide. But in terms of
and then he defends as well, Chuck. Like he comes, Chuck. When you're watching a Real Madrid match, his pace is actually phenomenal. He will not be in shot, and then you'll see him show up. There's a ball. There's one of his goals that he scored. Just forgot who it was against. I think it might have been Barcelona. No, not that. Not even that one. Where there's a ball that is played into space. You see Benzema, who's 34 going 35, God bless his soul. You see him going towards the ball, right? And he was gonna get there, and then like a flash, Valverde comes into shot, and he takes it off of Benzema, and he scores the goal. And I was like, this boy is different gravy. You know, as I'm saying, like he will run from the position box, his box to box, from the position box to go defend by his box. He slots in then as a right back. If we're having this conversation a month from now, like I might actually have him at the very top in terms of the best player in the world. Like when he's dribbling past guys, he's tackling,
the demolition job that they did in the El Clasico. Like those two guys are. I mean, Benzema was amazing, and Vinicius was his second man. But the emergence of Valverde, and I mean, when Mourinho says you can't teach the best in terms of how to play football or teach them how to do what they're good at, when Ancelotti is saying this guy has to score 15 goals in this season, otherwise I don't know how to coach, he's spot on because where do these goals come from all of a sudden? Because he's like, this is in you, dude. Like, do it more. Dude. And what scares me is that he's hitting rockets with either foot. Like I'm so sure. Like I thought he was right.
What's his stronger foot?
You know when Son does it, nah, he swings to the left foot and then he finishes like, okay, you're good. But this guy runs onto them, like just belters with either foot. You're like, I'm so sure. So this guy is good, like properly good. Whether you ship him out wide or you put him in the center, he is good and effective everywhere. Engine from minute 1 until 90, giving you the same output, which is what I think preserves about Kroos number one. It's like because, as you're saying, he's everywhere. I want to put that as number 2. I'm staying in La Liga with number 3, and he's not been as consistent, but when he does it, Ousmane Dembele is unstoppable. When he rediscovers that form.
You see, my problem with this statement is when he does it.
Yes,
and when he does it.
This level of magic in Tuana, he's got the biggest one in the game when he turns it on, for me.
And the question with Dembele is like, which side is he going to go? Like if Dembele is running at you straight is the scariest thing because
the thing about Dembele,
which side is he going to go?
Sorry to even interrupt you. I don't know which foot Valverde uses, nah. Dembele doesn't even know himself which foot is his strongest foot. So as you're saying,
no, one of his feet is for assists. The other foot is for goals because his stats are like that. He's got more assists with the one foot and more goals with the other. Never seen anything like that. You know, I hear that. As I'm saying though, and maybe this is down to Xavi as well because you'll have him playing him on the left so that he can fit in Rafinha on the right. Whereas Dembele is more comfortable. He's more dangerous as well on the right. He had a hat trick of assists just now, and he's done. He was like second most assists last season with limited game time. So when he's turning it on, which is why I said to you, like at the World Cup, I don't want to see anything from France except for Mbappe, Benzema, and Dembele. I don't want to hear what Giroud is able to do as a pivot. I don't care that like Griezmann is now coming back into form and he's served France. Like I just want to see that front three, and I want to just unleash the hounds of hell on everybody, and let's just see chaos, you know. But you know what? I probably just have Vinicius and Valverde. I might get Valverde out of there, and maybe like I'm a prisoner to the moment because of what I saw in the recent Champions League game. We might hate the comments that come from Mbappe, but Mbappe is that dude, Chuck. He is that dude. Like it doesn't matter what is happening. I saw the game against I don't know how you say that Ajaccio. So for me, it's Kevin De Bruyne
against
it is Vinicius, and then it is Mbappe.
Is he clear over Messi and Neymar in that team?
He's the best player on that team. As I say, like, which sounds blasphemous coming from me because I want to say Messi,
and Messi backs it up like on certain nights. So would say, but I probably would agree with you in terms of consistency.
Because and you know the reason I go with Kevin De Bruyne over Haaland would be the same reason I go for Messi over Mbappe. But Mbappe is a better player than Haaland for me. Like even when that becomes officially it's the Haaland Mbappe era, it is going to be measured by goals and I suppose what impact those goals have in terms of what your teams win, because ultimately they are in a race to see who's going to win the Champions League first, those two teams. But in terms of overall gameplay, like Mbappe is far better in my opinion as a player overall than Haaland. What he's able to do, we've seen him doing this since he was a teenager, like picking up the ball, going past guys, and he's able to finish. He had a finish in the game against Maccabi, where they put 7 past them. He kills the ball so effortlessly, and then he shapes it to the left hand side far post of the keeper, and it's poetry in motion. There's not many guys. There's a handful of guys in the world who are able to do that, and it looks so pretty. Like Mbappe is Thierry Henry, Chuck, and I think he might actually be slightly better. And I love Thierry Henry. You know I love Thierry Henry, but this boy, like, and I'm not talking history, I'm talking like right now, even with the issues that surround him, and he wants to leave, he's the owner, what
and
not.
Last week is like, who's there? I want to leave, I'm happy here.
Yeah, I'm happy here. And he shows it, you know, like on the pitch consistently, whether those two guys are there or not, he's the guy. When Neymar is there, we know the chemistry he has with Neymar. Neymar has been missing, and then the chemistry he has with Lionel Messi, where Lionel Messi is one of the greatest playmakers of all time, and you give him a guy that fast who wants to run into space and run into the ball, he's gonna give you like he's the answer for Mbappe to what Haaland has in Kevin De Bruyne, and he's phenomenal. Like the boy is phenomenal, even when asked to play in a position where he doesn't want to play in. The second of the 2 assists that Messi gave him, he was central, and he receives it in a bit of traffic. He gets the ball and he finishes. He's got the instincts of a striker. He's got the pace. He's got the skill of a wide player. You combine the two. That's the most dynamic player in the game today. Now I hear you. So your top 3 would be Kevin De Bruyne,
Dembele, and
Valverde.
Valverde, yes.
Okay, so my top 3 is Kevin De Bruyne, it is Vinicius, it is Mbappe, although in brackets it's Valverde.
So